In this episode, we can listen to a discussion between Saira Mashru, one of our adult weight management practitioners, and Elisabeth about her experiences on our Tier 2 weight management programs.
Great. So the first question is, what would you say to someone who was unsure or worried to join the weight management program at Morelife?
I would say there's no reason to be worried. I mean, when my GP or was the nurse at the GP office suggested that I joined the group, I wasn't really sure. Actually, I thought I knew everything. But there's a really low threshold with the program, I think. Well, I chose to do the online sessions because I knew that for a couple of weeks I wasn't able to be, in London. And I knew that I had to be able to go to the physical place for the whole 12 weeks. So I couldn't do that. So I joined online. And I wasn't sure what it was going to be, but it was a really friendly environment, I thought. So from the first session, you as a facilitator did an introduction, which was very helpful, sort of half an hour to tell us what we are going to expect. And then it was just listening and talking. What I thought was good was that the people in the group, some were more, wanted to engage more than others in terms of talking, etc. But everything was allowed in a way, yeah. So everything was fine. And I think that made everyone feel comfortable to be in a safe space. So I think I would say to the people who are worried to join, it was definitely a very positive experience for me. And I was quite, I thought I knew everything in terms of losing weight. And during the weeks, I felt like, okay, I still have things to learn, but it's also the consistency of the messages that come and the encouragement given that I thought was very positive. Because normally you hear these things just once, like, come on, don't give up, or it's fine that you sort of have an off day, etc. But if you hear it, when you hear it week after week, that actually has a positive impact on me and on the way that I can, try to manage losing weight. It has been much more positive to me than I thought it would be. And it is a safe space. Definitely the online sessions. So I would say there's no reason to be worried.
Great. Thank you so much for that answer. The next question is, what changes or benefits have you noticed? So it could be physical health, mental health, mood, social life, anything at all that you'd be happy to share.
Yeah, so definitely I've had quite a big difference. I mean, I still am very severely overweight. It's not just a couple of stone, it's a lot of stones. So when I started 6 months ago, I think already a couple of weeks after I started a diet, I could join the sessions. And without realizing it, actually had a huge benefit of knowing that I wasn't the only one with a problem of losing weight or where it was difficult to lose weight, because in my circle of friends and family, really, I am the only one that's really overweight. So while my friends are supportive, but you don't know what difficulty I have. And having the group there and hearing stories that I could really relate to was a real boost for me. That's one thing. So mentally that has really supported me. And so every week you asked for our weight, but we only had to give it when we wanted to. But that kind of consistent routine, I really made a thing of it that I don't want to give Sarah a weight that's higher than last week.
Yeah.
So it was a daily reminder of on Thursday. That sort of huge thing that I had to do definitely helped me in my weak moments. And the information given in terms of that's a journey, and it's a hard journey, but nothing's going to be perfect. But as long as you're consistent, if it's imperfect, that you're consistent, as I keep on remembering every day, okay, just try it as the best as you can. Then it's another day that you're going towards your goal. And that's really something I learned from your sessions. I sort of knew it before, but it's because you tend to repeat these issues several times that it really brought it home to me. And also the more practical information on calories and exercise. I mean, the 12 subject areas there were always things that I didn't know or that I didn't know as much of. And I've gone back to the handbook a couple of times. Mentally, definitely, it was very encouraging. And also physically, I mean, I couldn't walk to the end of my road really when I started. And now I'm doing about on an average of 6,000 to 8,000 steps a day. Maybe this is 20 weeks after I started, so it really has made a huge difference.
It's amazing. And what do you think, I think you've touched on it a little bit, but what do you think helped you to make the changes, or how do you feel that Morelife and the group have supported you to do this?
Well, it's a feeling that I'm not the only one, and so every week people shared their challenges or the good things that they were able to do a goal, and you get ideas from others. So that was definitely something I hadn't experienced before. Like, for instance, another person in the group had a real challenge of going back to the gym, and I sort of had the same problem, I think, but I didn't realize it. But it was only when I heard him talking about it and then overcoming it that helped me sort of think, if he can do it, I can do it as well. Because he said things then like, no one's really looking in the gym to you. They're all really focusing on themselves, which is the reality. But when you hear other people say these things, it helps to sort of encourage yourself to do these things as well. So it's definitely made that difference that I could learn and get encouraged from the other people in the group. And also from the information that you as a facilitator gave, just repeating that it's a journey, and for me, it's a long journey, but I'm fine with that. I just need to try to be consistent in a healthy way. And I think I've learned through the 12 weeks that it's better not to be too fast with these things. I've had a problem with weight all my life. And in a couple of times, when I was younger, I was able to lose weight, but I did it quite quickly with like 1,000 calories a day or something. And I always go back to the same weight, overweight point. So now I've learned from your sessions that it's about changing my life, really. It's not about a diet. So what I'm doing now, what I have never done when I've been on a diet before, is to have treats occasionally, because that's what life is about. Yeah, I socialize, I go to a restaurant, I go out with friends, and that is my challenge, to actually incorporate these treat moments into a healthy lifestyle. And that's only through these 12 weeks in Morelife that I've been able to sort of find ways to do that. I've never been able to do that before, because I would always used to, when I had a day of treats, I would just think, oh, it's gone now, the diet's gone. And then I would just, not continue. But now after a treat, going to a restaurant in the evening, that is it then. And then the next day, I'm back on the healthy eating, the pattern that you suggest in Morelife, basically.
Good, great. That's really helpful. Thank you for that. And is there any other feedback that you wanted to provide, or anything else you want to say before we finish?
I think I would try to encourage everyone, young, old, whatever level of overweight you are, to try it. I mean, there's no harm done by trying. And I think you will stick with it, with the program, because like I said, it's not a high threshold, and the space given is a safe space to the level that you feel comfortable with. If you want to engage a lot, yes. If you don't want to engage in the hour, that's fine as well. And you will get information and motivation that I thought I didn't need. I thought I knew it all, or I just needed to implement it. But this was definitely a benefit that I know now is helping me through the next months and years. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much for all the feedback.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode on the Morelife Have Your Say series, where we heard Elisabeth talk about safe spaces and how important being in a supportive group environment is for her health journey.